Go ahead.
Good, how are you, Doug?
I'm good.
I don't think I've seen you in a while.
I would say last week. Will it be Spencer Sunday?
I think so, yeah.
What is the latest with Derek Carr and like Ben?
I think he's in the process of going through the progression and throwing. I don't know that he'll be ready for Sunday, but we'll keep going throughout the week and see where we're at.
How was Mark Willis?
I thought he did some nice things. He's obviously a bigger receiver. He runs really well. I think we'll kind of evaluate the practice and how well he's picking things up, and see how quickly he can learn.
Fairly obvious question, but how good was it to see some of the guys take some seats?
Yeah, it was good to see some of these guys back out, at least in some form of practice, in a limited form. But yeah, I think we had several guys that were back out there, at least participating in some form or fashion.
Dennis, can you just get into signing Alvin to the extension and what he means to the organization?
Yeah, look, I mean, Alvin's been, a great player for us. He's been very productive for us. I think this year he's been outstanding. I mean, he's come in every day and gone to work and done the things that we've asked him to do. And so I think when you do those things, you get rewarded.
There's a lot of, you often hear of guys disgruntled in a contract situation and it becomes like a big problem. From day one of training camp, he clearly said it wasn't going to be, and clearly by performance it's not. I mean, that is kind of special in your business that somebody is able to act the right way through this kind of thing.
I think he handled it the right way. I don't think there was ever a question of whether we wanted Alvin to be here or not. I don't think there was ever a question whether Alvin wanted to be here or not. There's a business side of it and a business aspect to it, and so I think he handled it the right way. He came in, did his job, did the things he was supposed to do, and finally the business side made sense on both sides, and we were able to get something done.
So, for Derek, unlikely to practice at all this week, or?
Yeah, I think we're just going to take him day by day and see where he's at. But he wasn't ready to go today. We'll see where he's at tomorrow.
What are some of the things that stand out about the Chargers?
Well, look, I think they're obviously a very physical team. They play a physical brand of football in all three phases. I think defensively they've done a good job of minimizing points, keeping everything in front of them. They tackle really well. They play hard. They got a couple of edge pressure guys that can get after the quarterback. I think they, interior, they're pretty stout in the run game. So I think those are the things they're doing well. Defensively, offensively, I think they've been able to run the ball, pretty effectively. Looks like the quarterback's getting healthy, threw the ball really well last week, on Monday night against Arizona. So, I just think they're well coached. They got good schemes. They execute at a high level. And so I think they're playing pretty well.
You had talked Thursday night about guys getting away and sort of getting a mental refresh. Do you see any evidence that happened, now that you're back at practice?
Yeah, I think there was a little energy back out there today, and, we're going to need that again tomorrow, and, hopefully that'll continue throughout the week, and we'll have that on Sunday in L.A.
For the timing of Alvin's contract, does it do anything for the group that, a 5-game losing streak guy gets paid? Does it have an effect on the locker room?
It's hard for me to answer that question, I mean, I think, it just goes to show that, when guys come in and they do what they're asked to do, and they perform, then they tend to get rewarded for that. And I think in his particular, situation, his circumstance, for him to come in and go through all of training camp and then play the way he has, this early part of the season, I think, is a credit to him.
For Spencer, obviously the first two games came very close together. How valuable is this kind of extended break?
Yeah, I think it's valuable for a lot of guys. A, we're going to get some guys back, and B, you get a chance to kind of, sit back and reevaluate, those last couple of games and what you did well, what you need to improve on, and that's everybody, coaches, players, everybody, and get ready for the next one.
Has there been any concern about, I guess, keeping Spencer's confidence up to, maybe a difficult few weeks to start off his career, or does his personality kind of
I think he handles that stuff pretty well, you know. I don't think he lets a lot of stuff get to him too much. And like I said, look, there's been some bright spots in the things that he's done. And yet there's things that he has to improve on, which is to be expected, for any rookie, and in particular a guy that's playing the quarterback position. And so, and look, he's been, he's thrust into a little bit of a difficult situation with, a lot of guys on, up front that were banged up and down, and last game, missing the 2 starting receivers. So, but I think, overall, I think he's done some good things, and I'm excited about, seeing him operate, and in particular, hopefully with, maybe getting some guys back.
I guess I just meant in the sense of, you're always hard on yourself, right? So as a rookie, I didn't know if you ever have to, like, as a coach, say, like, I don't know, you're doing fine or whatnot, or
Yeah,
he just
well,
has a personality that he just kind of.
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously, you got to coach him. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes that's encouraging, sometimes that's hard coaching. I think there's a little bit of all that goes along with that. Well, look, I don't know that there's another player in this league that's like him, that can do all the different things that he can do. And so I know it's troubling for a defense to, have to prepare for him. And so hopefully, he'll be able to be out there on Sunday and be effective and help us play good offense.
Kind of similar question, but what did y'all miss about season one? What does it bring you to all this?
Well, look, I mean, I think he's got experience. Like I said, earlier in the year, we kind of had 2 spots starting this season off that we felt, pretty good about on the offensive line. And then to lose, both of those guys, him and Eric, for an extended period of time, I think was a challenge for us. So getting him back in, getting him acclimated, getting him back working, I think, hopefully that'll help us in terms of protection. Hopefully that'll help us in terms of, the run game. But look, I think Caesar's a good player, and anytime you get a good player back, it helps.
I know it's like next man up, and no one likes to talk about injuries or anything like that, but like getting these guys back on the field, how much can that improve or affect the product on the field and what you guys can do?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, getting guys back that, you planned on being starters, you planned on counting on, and in particular, some of these guys are kind of key cogs in what we do, offensively. And so, hopefully we're able to get, majority of these guys back and be more consistent offensively. Like I said, we've done some good things. We've moved the ball at times, but then we've made some critical mistakes that, have cost us. So hopefully that'll help us, be better.
Defensively, does Pete Werner make a big impact in run defense and, what
I
are
think Pete Werner makes a big impact in a lot of things that we do. I mean, his intelligence, his communication skills, I think, those are all good qualities that he has that I think, is going to help our defense.
With Alvin's extension and the trade deadline's like a little less than 2 weeks away, is this a sign that, you don't want players worrying about, or is this a sign that you guys don't intend to sell? And
Yeah, I don't think we have any intention to do that. We have intention to play better football.
Last year, I believe it was only where he didn't practice all week and still played. Just based on how that went and how you got to know Derek, are you still comfortable with that?
Well, look, I think we're kind of living in the hypothetical a little bit there, so it's hard to say. But I mean, look, the first thing we got to do is get him to a point where we feel like he's healthy enough to play a football game and be effective. And then we'll make decisions on what we do once we get him to that spot.
I guess he'll be preparing mentally as if he would play this week.
Yeah, I think that's the plan every week. You know what I mean? Like, you got to prepare every week as if you're going to go in and play.
has he still been able to throw, just resume like his normal?
He's been in the throwing progression with the trainers, and that's where he's at.
Are you able to say anything more about Chris's progress? Or is it still?
No, other than he's in the protocol, limited practice today, and so we'll keep going through those steps. All right, guys, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Do it.
Alvin, how important was it for you to get this done and be able to be in position to finish at the second?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was very important, and I think I said it so many times. Like, I want to be here. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. These fans, this organization. I mean, just my career here. I think it's the icing on the cake to be able to say that, you know, I won't really have to go anywhere, you know, else to play football. Just leave it all here. So thankful for the organization to be able to get this done.
You say that like it's just two more though. Like, could there be another one on the other side of this, or are you looking at it like the next two and then go from there?
Just go from there. I think it's been enough time trying to get this done. So you know, and just think it just really more so, and I mean it when I say this. Like, I'm so focused on just playing, like, and that's been my whole MO. Like, when I said it in camp, like, I'm not as much worried about a contract. I'll worry about it after the season, but obviously we got it done. But I mean, I'm just worried about, you know, now kind of trying to turn things around and trying to get it going in the right direction, because I think we got a lot of talent. I think we got a lot of ability, and we're capable of doing something good here. So it don't feel good losing 5 in a row. We got to flip it around.
I'm going to ask you this question bluntly, because I think you'd appreciate that. Yeah. Why did you want to stay a part of this team with the direction it's currently heading?
Man, again, I've been here my whole career. I don't feel like there's another place like New Orleans, quite honestly. I think me leaving here and trying to go and find somewhere else, because there's the reality of it. I could have waited to the end of the season and then just said, all right, I'm going to, you know, visit here, find where I'm going. But I don't think it does me any justice. It doesn't serve me any. I don't think to go somewhere and chase. I mean, you could say you're chasing Super Bowls, you're chasing a better organization, better coaches. Like, it doesn't. I don't think that's the answer. I mean, this city's been loyal to me. This organization's been loyal to me. I don't feel like I would get this same feeling that I get putting on the fleur-de-lis anywhere else. So I think it was just important for me, and I keep saying it, and you know, you say it, and then people are like, no, he's lying, and I'm like, like, I'm for real. I wouldn't lie about that. You know, if it was the other way around, then nobody would hear anything, and it would just happen, right? So I think it was really important for me to just you know, stay buckled down here, and you know, figure it out whenever it got figured out. And you know, yesterday was the day. I think that it's just special. It's just special here. I think I would lose my flame if I went somewhere else. Honestly, like, and I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "Yeah, just stay." You know, my mom don't really know too much about football. She's just like, "Yeah, it's easy." She's looking at convenience, but I'm really looking at the bigger picture and just understanding that, you know, for my legacy and for, you know, for me personally, as my mind and just body, everything. I just feel like this is the place for me. You know.
You're self-proclaimed negative Nancy. This kind of flies in the face of that. Why are things not as bleak as maybe people on the outside think?
Yeah, man, like I said, I think we got the right mix here. I think we got the right players in the building. I think we got the right, you know, I think we got the right mindset. We just gotta get going. We gotta get on a good foot. We gotta be more detailed. We gotta come out and be hungrier, and we gotta understand that, you know, we don't have time. There's no time to say, okay, well, we'll get them next week, or every week we have to have a mindset of, you know, we got to win. We have to win. You know, I'm not really into making excuses as to, you know, well, oh, we just didn't get it done, or we'll be better next week. Like, we got to be better. We got to be better this week, because, you know, that's how this league is. It's very competitive, and you don't want to get behind it. You don't want to have a feeling or a cloud over your team, or where, like, you know, because I've been the team that where it was like, man, we gonna win, period. And you know, when you're that team, you go into games and you look at teams and you're like, oh, we're gonna beat them. And I feel like, you know, it's been kind of reversed for me these past couple of years. Like, I feel like people are kind of getting that feeling on us, like, oh, we're gonna beat them. Like, they're not a very good team. When in actuality, we across the board, I mean, minus the injuries, we stack up with anybody. So I think we just got to get back to understanding and really realizing that, you know, we can be a great team. I mean, I don't like to go to those first 2 games because it don't really matter at this point. But I mean, you see when we hitting on all cylinders, you know what it could be, and I think it's up to the leaders, the Mario Cam, Derek, Taysom, guys like that, E. McCoy, Marshawn, like just to kind of get everybody feeling back right, get everybody's heads back right, player-wise, you know. Make sure the locker room understands that, you know, we got the right pieces here. We don't have to go and try to search for too much anywhere else. We just got to get healthy and get on the right track and just be accountable, because, I mean, that's the name of this game, accountability. If you don't do your job, then it's your fault. And right now, none of us are really doing our jobs because we're not winning. So it's something collectively that we have to get right in the building to be able to, you know, get the results we want. Those are wins.
When you sent out that tweet Saturday, like shooting down that trade thing, did you realize like the contract was close to like I
don't know. I was just on the way to Knoxville, me and my good buddy, and I caught a flat in Chattanooga, and I went to a discount tire and got a. You know what's so funny about that? Look, I'm on the way to Tennessee. I'm in Chattanooga. My boy is driving. He catches a flat, and my boy Dion catch a flat. Boom! I'm like, dang. So you know the tire go flat. We get off on the exit. I'm looking up a tire place, and it's like noon or something. I don't know, whatever time it was. So I'm like, dang, it's gonna take a minute to get a tire. So we go to the tire spot, and you know, you go in. It's like, hey, I need a tire, and they're like, all right, we got you in like an hour 45. We can get it done. So you know, there's a lot of people sitting in there. So I'm like, I got my hood on. You know how I got my hood on. I'm chilling. So I walk out, and he was like, let me go see the car. I walk out. He walks out with me. I'm like, hey, bro. I'm Alvin Kamara. I'm trying to make it to Knoxville. So he's like, oh my God, I knew it was you. So shout out to him. I forgot his name, but he got my tire changed. But saying all that to say, I didn't know. Maybe I knew. But I was on the way to Knoxville to go see them and get a good win.
Did you shoot down the tweet while you were waiting for your tire?
Yes, that's what I was. I lost track. Yeah, I did shoot it down, and I was just sitting there, and I was just laughing about it because, you know, I think, y'all know me pretty well by now. It's not really too much information coming from my side, unless you hear it straight from me. So when I saw that, I'm like, first of all, who is this guy? Because I got a lot of that stuff is muted on my socials, like football, anything is kind of muted. So my friend sent it to me, and I'm like, I go and look at it, and I'm like, who is this? Like fantasy something? I'm like, man, what? So I ain't been on social, nothing. I'm like, let me go ahead and shoot this down. Let me embarrass this dude, because where did he get this from? And then my phone started blowing up, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm on the way to Tennessee, so just kind of shift the weight to it.
Is you guys working on this contract since the summer, or is this something happened in the last week or so that, you know?
So me personally, I was when I gave that statement of like I'm just gonna play football and get it done at the end of the year. That was kind of my tone. My agent Brad Sakala, shout out to him because I think he was doing some work behind my back. But you know that sometimes it's a good thing. He was you know talking, keeping talks open with Kai and Mickey and those guys, and kind of just kept it open, kept it going back and forth. Because he'll call me and ask me about it, and I'm like, man, Brad, don't call me about contracts. Like, I feel good right now. I'm just playing. Like, I mean, I feel as good as I can, obviously, with all the injuries and stuff. But I said I feel good. I'm in the right state of mind. Like, there's no anger or animosity, like, for not being able to get it done. It was just like, man, it'll work itself out when it works out, you know. So, you know, I think in the last week and a half, too, Brad kind of got to me. He was like, hey, we got a chance to get this done. And I'm like, you know, because I feel like I'm in a different zone, so I try to limit distractions, and it's a good thing. But for me, it felt like, man, like I just didn't want it. This whole time, I didn't want it to be a kind of like a self-centered thing of like I'm trying to get a contract and I'm trying to do this contract. So I feel like I've been doing a good job of like kind of pushing it to the back, and like nobody's been focused on it, nobody's been talking about it, and it just hasn't been a focal point of, in the building, I think, for the masses, for everybody. Obviously, I knew about it, but I was kind of pushing it to the back because I just felt good playing. I'm trying to get some wins and stuff, but Brad kept pushing it, so y'all can thank Brad. I'll call Brad and have him talk to y'all.
Make it more funny, I guess, to see this thing pop up, like knowing that you're trying to do the opposite.
I mean, yeah, where the rumors come from. I don't know. I almost went along with it, but I was like, nah, this too. That would be sore. That would be a bad thing to do.
You have a lot more notes.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been good. That probably would have made some people mad. But yeah, it's just I don't know. You gotta give a credible source. You can't just say a source. And I think it said from Chef. It said from Adam. Yeah, he made a whole. I was like, man. I'm like, how do you? I don't know. I guess he got the news he wanted. I guess he got the traction he wanted.
Alvin, when you talking about kind of like the loyalty the organization has shown you, when they do take care of you like this, does that actually resonate like in the locker room with you guys?
Yeah, I think it does. Obviously, the money that's gonna hit my account don't hit everybody else's account, but I know they looking at it like, man, that's cool, cause anytime you get paid, not speaking me, just I see a teammate get paid, and I'm like, man, it's dope, like, cause it's what a lot of these dudes is doing it for. They're doing it for the money to change their families' lives, and obviously this is just another bag of money that I'm being able to get realistically. My life has already changed, and to be able to do it again and get some more money and have the support of the organization, it means everything. Like I said, so just. It wouldn't make any sense for me to lead the city or lead this organization because I just feel like I think we're one and the same now. Like we intertwine. It wouldn't even look right. I don't even think it'll be like Venom. Like when if I put on another uniform, like it'll probably be like my real self trying to rip away from the other uniform. So I'm here, man. I love this city, love this team.
Following up on that, like, do you think it also sends a message about, because the trade deadline is 2 weeks away, like that this team doesn't have intention to sell and that you guys are still.
Yeah. So with all that, I don't really know how like the cap and stuff, all that works. So I don't know what it. I don't know. I don't think so. I didn't hear anything. If I'll go talk to Mickey and them and I'll ask them and I'll make sure to come tell you if he has that plan.
Some of those injury guys back to practice.
Man, it felt good. C's is crazy. He's out there. He's moving around. Lucas, Taysom, obviously, he's out there, jolly, all happy and stuff. When guys get hurt, and I can speak to it too, because you're doing so much rehab and you kind of out of the loop as far as being out at practice and being around the guys. Because you're trying to fight to get back, so you lose some of that time and you lose some of those personalities. So when they come back, it feels good. So it felt good to have those guys out there. And then obviously I haven't been out at practice too much, just mainly walkthroughs and kind of just light, limited practice. But just being out there the whole time today, I mean, it felt good. It's a good feel.
How much do you just appreciate having Taysom back in particular?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he was out there happy, jolly, ready to go. So having him out there is another weapon. It just kind of takes some of the load off the whole offense. And I know he's ready. He's been itching. He's sitting on the sideline kind of. I know Taysom real well, so, he's real calm and collected, but I know he's been itching to get back on the field, so it'll be good to see him.
And I know you were committed to kind of doing all the work and work for the injuries, but you can look around the league and see how, that can change in one play.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like just a little bit of a weight off your shoulders to know, hey, and not, have that security over the next few years?
I wasn't really thinking about it like that. I'm like, I got a good PT that works on me, Jose Tienda. Put in a lot of hours. You can't. His nickname is Mr. Miyagi. He can't heal bones, but he get close. So, we come in every week and we kind of just assess where everything is at, and we just come up with a plan. Like by Sunday, we got to get to this percent. Or even when I broke my hand, and I came to him and I'm like, man, JT is broke, dog. He like, okay, well, Sunday we'll be able to do this. I'm like, yo, do you hear me? My hand is broke. And he's like, no, we good. We're going to figure it out. So as long as I can do that and, just try to figure out ways to get as close to 100 as I can on Sunday, because the reality of this league, nobody's 100%. If you're 100%, then you might be Superman or something, and they need to drug test you. But nobody's 100% in this league, so it's a race every week to get back to that. And as long as I feel like I can protect myself on the field, then I'm a go. I think more than anything, everybody's like, man, why you playing? Why you playing? Even some of my friends like, bro, you broke your hand, broke this rib, hip, and I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm just in a different state of mind. Like, it wasn't even because the contract wasn't done, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to prove that this, that. Like, man, I've been doing this for 8 years. I've been playing, been producing, and I feel like I still can produce. Y'all have asked me that before. Like, how do your body feel? How do you feel? You feel like you can still play, and I feel like I can still play. So as long as I'm healthy enough to go out on the field and feel like I can get the same production, then I'm gonna go out there and do that. Within reason.
What game did you break your hand?
Monday night.
And how did you break your hand?
Routine, just trying to keep myself up on the sideline. Went out, put my hand down, trying to keep myself up. And
Are your ribs still technically broken, or are those?
yeah, technically, yeah.
I think someone told me that no football player could play with a broken rib, and I was like,
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I done did it twice now, so.
Just to be clear, discount tire. A discount tire.
Yeah. It was discount tire or something, tire discount something. I asked him for a discount at the end, he didn't give me one.
You don't have any access to like emergency pit crews in the state of Tennessee?
I think we're a little far from Bristol, so next time I'll call Steve Phelps and see if he can give me a pit crew and get me right. Yeah. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah.
Smaller group today, huh?
No, I don't think they realized you were coming in right
Yeah.
now. Watch, they're gonna start filtering in. Does the extra days, just from, I mean, look, from start one to start two, you had no time. Does having this time help, and if so, how?
Absolutely. I mean, we had 3 games in, I think it was 11 days, especially with a lot of young guys in, including myself, making our first few starts. You know, there's going to be bumps in the road, but we got to find a way to make it work. I think having a full week of rest, getting guys back, getting your body back, your mental back, is going to be great for us.
Nothing against the guys who played this past Sunday, but getting some of the veterans who have done it here before back this weekend, is that sort of what you've been waiting for, sort of a chance with the A group?
I mean, it's always great getting your guys back, getting your vets back, the guys who have done it, been to war, know everything. So you can lean on them, you know. So it's always good getting guys back, you know, excited to, play with a few guys I haven't played with yet. So we're all excited.
How much more has this settled for you, slowed down, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a constant grind every single day. First few starts, a lot of things I could do better. Happy with a lot of the stuff as a group, personally as well, but a lot of area to improve. So that this week, just focusing on improving on all the little things, really honing in on my craft and, just trying to be the best for this team.
What's the biggest thing that has to be better for you in your head when you go out this Sunday?
I would say don't make a bad play worse. You know what I mean? Don't try to be a superhero and try to make that big play. Just take us to the next down when it's needed. I think you feel much better if you take out 2 plays from each game, coming out of it. So it's a simple fix, and it'll get done.
I think before the Broncos game, you said one of the things you wanted to do was chill in the pocket a little bit more, maybe not regularly. Do you feel like you did a better job in that department? Obviously, there was a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, just having to do what you got to do. You never know what it's going to be each game, so preparing for anything, you're going to have to. It's never going to be clean all the time. So being able to create, being able to get the ball out on time, that helps.
Can you specifically reference one of those bad plays that you will not make worse in the future?
I think back to when the guy jumps off sides. I knew he was off sides, but just catch the ball and go down. Don't try to throw it away. Throw it away on time. I mean, there was 2 fumbles on balls I was trying to throw away. Get it out quicker. It's that simple.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.